Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I know I've been a little MIA, but we were away with family. So yeah, we're back now. And this video I recorded when my mom was still visiting us, and it is a decluttering and organizing of my kitchen. We're gonna go ahead and start with the pantry. Here I'm just showing you a few stuff that I'm gonna be using in the kitchen to organize stuff. All these containers I got from Home Goods. I'm just showing them to you. These baskets were $12.99 for 3, and then I think there wasn't anything more than $9.99. And then these glass containers, which I'll be using in my pantry, are from Walmart, and they were $4.72 a piece. So first thing I'm doing is just emptying out the pantry, just taking everything out and wiping down the shelves. I'm just using my Method multi-surface cleaner and a towel to wipe those down. Once the pantry is all empty and wiped down, I'm gonna go ahead and do decluttering and just get rid of whatever is out of date, whatever is stale, or whatever I don't think I need anymore or I haven't really used. And then we're gonna get organizing. Once I'm done getting rid of whatever I needed to get rid of, I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing. Here I'm using this basket from Dollar Tree to put all of the loose candy I have and some of these lollipops that just been laying around on a shelf, and I'm gonna place them at the top shelf so I'm not tempted to eat them. And I'm also placing there some stuff that I don't use all the time, and also my napkins and like plastic silverware and paper plates. I just put all my plastic silverware inside this big cup so that way they're just not laying around everywhere and falling all over the place every time I try to reach for something. Once I'm done with that shelf, it's time to move on to my spices, and I'm gonna go ahead and put all my dry spices in these glass containers I purchased. I'm emptying whatever bag I have into these, and if I have anything left, I will put it in a basket. I seriously made a huge mess, but I feel like in the long run this is really gonna help me, and I actually love the way it's going to look in my pantry. It just makes everything look more organized and so much easier to find. Once I finish placing everything in my jars, I'm gonna go ahead and label them just to make life easier. And I'm using this chalk marker I have at home, and it turned out to work perfectly. It looks super cute and it's easy and inexpensive, and if I decide to change whatever's inside the jar, I could just go ahead and erase what I wrote and then write whatever else I need to. Now moving on to the actual organizing of the pantry, I'm gonna start by placing this hanging basket I had, and I'm just putting in here all of my wrapping supplies like aluminum foil, saran wrap and stuff like that. And then I'm also using one of these shelves to give me extra space on my shelf, and here I'm placing all of my canned supplies. And then also on this first shelf I'll be putting all of my jars of sauce or peanut butter, all of my rice, grains, pastas and stuff like that. Now moving on to my top shelf, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything that I put in the glass jars up there, so all my baking supplies and anything that's in a powder like pancake mix or waffle mix or stuff like that. I have no idea why I have so many baking supplies. We don't even bake that much, but I do. So I decided to use one of these baskets I got to put all my extra baking supplies, and I'm using these little labels that I found at Michael's, and they just little chalkboard labels with a little clip. So I wrote there whatever is in the basket, and then I just clipped it to the basket. And these baskets are from Home Goods, and they were 3 for $12.99, so I figured they were really inexpensive and a great way to organize. The second basket I'm using is all for snacks. I took whatever I wanted from boxes and then just used some clips to close whatever bags that were open, and then I just wrote snacks. And then last, I took out all of my own meals from their boxes and I placed them in this little basket I had at home from the dollar store, and they fit perfectly and I could just pull them out whenever I want them. I wasn't sure what I was going to put in this last basket, but we did have a lot of bread and crackers at the moment. We usually don't, so I decided to put them in there, but this will probably be for something else later on. Then I'm using this acrylic container and I'm putting all of my liquid spices just in case there's a spill. Everything would just be there and not on the shelf. And then moving to the bottom of my closet, I'm just vacuuming it really quick with this handheld vacuum I have. And here I just keep my extra paper towel, insulated bags and bags for grocery shopping. And then in this basket I'm just putting whatever produce I have that doesn't need to be refrigerated, and this would just stay here. So that's about it. This is the way the pantry ended up looking, and I love it. Everything is so much more organized and I could see everything, and we did this a couple weeks ago and everything is still very, very organized and it's been super easy. So I love it. I hope you guys got some ideas from it. I literally was dreading organizing these, but it really turned out great. Everything looks nice and super cute. Once I'm done with the pantry, I'm gonna move on to the other side of my kitchen that also needs some good decluttering. I'm gonna start with this cabinet because it seriously is such a mess. I have spices, baby stuff, vitamins, all sorts of things, and what I really need is some designated space for Penelope's food and stuff like that, because right now they're just a mess and I spend so much time just looking for something. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing I did in the pantry. I'm gonna empty out all this cabinet, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go through everything and decide what needs to get thrown out or where I could move certain stuff so I could have a little bit more room here. Okay guys, sorry about that, my camera died and I didn't realize it until I was done putting all this stuff away. But all you missed is I placed all of my teas on my third shelf, and then on the second shelf I placed all the vitamins that I decided to keep out, whatever we take regularly. The rest I took to our bathroom. And now on the spices, once I have picked whatever I want to keep, I'm just putting them in this tiered shelf I've owned for a while. I love the shelves because they really save you space, and also you could see all the spices. You don't have to just take bottles out and look at what they are. You could see everything from plain sight. And yeah, all my spices are going to be here. And then on this right side, I'm going to be using both of these shelves for Penelope stuff. These acrylic containers you saw with the handle I found at Marshall's, and one is going to have her food, whatever pouches I have, also on that first shelf, or her cereal and snacks. And on the second shelf I'm putting her bottle warmer, all her spoons, her extra bottle supplies, and also in that glass container I put all of my bags for my breast milk. Love the way this turned out, and I love these acrylic containers for her food and also for all her bottle parts and spoons. It just keeps everything contained and I don't have to go on my tippy toes looking for stuff. And now on this bottom shelf, all I'm doing is switching all my spices to this Lazy Susan. That way they're just much easier to find and grab. And then moving on to the cabinet right next to my stove is where I keep all my pots and pans. And this is just such a mess. It was driving me crazy. So I also did a little bit decluttering here. I got rid of some pans that were just really beat up, and now I'm just organizing everything. I put paper towel or these little styrofoam slips I had in between pots, and this is something I learned from Tone's mom. That's what she does so her pans don't get all messed up. So I started doing it, and that's what it's in between them, in case you guys are wondering. But here all I'm doing is just rearranging those. The part that I'm most excited about is this top shelf because the lids were driving me crazy. So I went to Marshall's and I decided to get these little, I guess, plate holders or lid holders. I guess you could use them for a lot of things, but I grabbed two of them and I'm just placing all of my lids on there. And some of them I'm just placing two of the small lids, and it just looks so much better and I have so much more room. I'm so happy I did this. I again did this a couple weeks ago and it's still super organized. Even Tone could just slide them in there. They're easy to grab and they're easy to find. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of decluttering and organizing on these two drawers in my kitchen that need a lot of help. This one, which is on the left side of my stove, I'm going to be keeping all of my cooking utensils that I use on a daily basis. I got rid of whatever needed to be thrown out or stuff that I don't use all the time, and those could go in a different place. And then on this drawer that is on the right side of my stove, I'm gonna keep things that I don't use all the time but that I need to be handy, like my measuring cup, scissors, clips for bags and pizza cutters, ice cream scoopers, stuff like that. They're going to be in this drawer. And then once that's done, I'm going to show you a couple of other cabinets in my kitchen. Last, I wanted to share with you guys my Tupperware or container cabinet, because I feel like these are always super messy and a pain in the butt to organize, but I organized this one since we moved here and it has stayed this way, so it has really worked for us. But I grabbed all of the containers I own, whether plastic or glass. I made sure they had matching tops. Whatever didn't have a matching top, I got rid of. And then all the tops I placed in this little basket, and they're super easy to pull out and find, and they're not falling all over the place, so I think that's huge help. And then I'm also showing you that I keep whatever glass container I get, and I save those to put Penelope's food or dressings or stuff like that. And then here is my silverware. I keep them in this container I found on Marshall's, and I love it because it has a lot of room for anything I need. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you find this video useful. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.